Hello, thanks very much for joining me for this week's river tutorial pattern. Nowadays there's so much material available to fly tyres, and it's very easy to get sucked into all the new stuff, and we often forget that it only takes a few ingredients to make a really effective fly. So today's river patterns are very simple wet that I've just cobbled together of the stuff that's been in my fly tying collection for a number of years. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, in the vise then is a Hackle H230 barbless hook. It's at size 14 and this is a medium wire hook and it's black nickel. The thread I'm going to be using today is from Simplify. It's nano silk, and as you can see it's brown. So first thing I want to do, as with all my when I'm using these nano silks, I'm going to just add a tiny spot of super glue to the shank of the hook, and then I can use my thread to just spread that along the back of the shank. I'm catching my silk just in behind the eye of the hook, and I'm using my rat's tail just to help me get a bed of thread down, and I'm going to bring that all the way back to just before a barb would appear on a barbed hook, and I can just take that away there. Okay, the rib I'm going to be using is this stuff here. It's gold and it's thin. Now I'll show you the label, but I got this from Hobbycraft a number of years ago, and it served me well. It's very similar. I mean, you can get stuff half the amount and it costs you twice as much money if you buy it from a fly tying shop, but it's a prismatic gold tinsel, quite thin. I've already taken a little bit of that off the reel and I'm going to catch it in. I mean, I've had this stuff for at least 10 years, so it's lasted well. So I'm just going to catch the tag end in, and I can let that fall free. Now for the fly I'm going to show you, I'm going to use some of this stuff. It's from Fish On, and it's the dark tan, but depending on what effect you want to achieve with your wet, you can use you know, some Mad Duffin. It's really up to yourself. I prefer the natural sort of colours for this fly, so I'm just going to use this today, but you know, it's up to you. Play around with it until you get what you're after. I'm just going to pick out a little bit of dubbing from the packet, and then I'm going to dub on quite a thin dub. It is a wet fly, I want it to be quite thin, and place it onto your thread. With the nano silks, once you've got it on, it slides up and down, no bother at all. It's one of the advantages to working with these kind of threads or silks, if you like. So I'm just going to come all the way up just to behind the eye, and I can park the thread there. Now to help me, you get into a routine when you're fly tying, so what I do when I get to this point is, in preparation, I just add a little bit of wax, and that's going to help me secure in not only my rib there, but my wing when I come to do it. So this stuff's quite robust, and I could probably get away with just wrapping it round, but just as I am a belts and braces man, I'm going to use a little bit of super glue just on the inside. I mean, this sort of stuff, you'll see me doing it quite a bit. It's not often probably warranted, but when you're tying for yourself and you want to get the maximum use out of a fly, I just find that putting a little bit of extra effort in helps. I'm just avoiding the point of the fly, and I'm going to create myself a little a gold tag off the back here for this fly. If you don't like the tag or you want a different coloured tag, you can always add that in before. Now I've created that tag, I'm fairly happy with that, and now I want to bring my rib onto the body of the thread, and I'm looking to get around 4 turns in. If it's more than that or less than that, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure the trout do not care how many wraps of gold you have on your fly. So once you've got that in, secure it in at the front with your wax silk, and you can take that remainder away. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that's looking so far. Now what I'm going to use for the hackle, you can use lots of different things, and I generally prefer partridge on my wets, to be honest, but today I'm going to use a little bit of woodcock feather here. I've already selected one of the feathers from the wing, and as you can see it's got lovely barring across, and it just gives it that speckled natural look. Now to prepare my feather to show up to the hook, I'm going to just catch the tip in. I'll try and do it this way so you can see what I'm doing with my hackle pliers, and I'm going to very gently ease back these feathers. So what I've left myself with is a little tag end there. Just going to do that again, like so. Just try and get it nice and even. It's difficult doing it out in front of me like this. I don't generally do that, but so I've got that in. So with the good side of the feather towards yourself, bring that over your rag end, and I've put 3 turns in. I'm going to pull everything back out the way, just get myself in front of my tag there. Now just fluff it out with your thumb and forefingers very gently, come in with your fingers, pinch it in with your nail, and that will just remove itself, no problem at all for you. Now next, with this, I don't want it particularly bushy, this fly, because I want all this gold ribbon to show through. When it's wet it'll all slick back, and I want that glint of gold, which can often entice a take from a fish. So I just want to get a whole turn in, like so. I'm just going to help tease out the fibres of the feather now, and when I come round for the second turn, I'm going to just get a couple of turns of my silk over the stalk. Once I'm happy that's in place, I can then come in front like so. Now you've got to keep tension on your thread at this point. Use your thumb and forefinger, get everything back behind the eye. And this is the other beauty of using the nano silk. So I've got lots of room to get as many turns in as I feel confident with, and then I can simply grab my waist end and pull it straight away. And as you can see, I've got quite a sparse wing there, and I'm quite pleased with the way that's sitting. So next, again, slick everything back, start to build your head till you're happy. Now you can at this juncture whip finish it or put a half hitch in, but I'm going to finish it with a little bit of UV resin. I just find this is a lot quicker than actually whip finishing, casting off and then going on at the back of it to finish the fly. It's just saves you a little bit of time. So make sure all the legs are out the way, and then you can come in and finish off the fly. So I'm going to put a half hitch in. As you must be sick of me hearing, you can use your whip finish tool if you need to, or you can. Then I'll cue peel that off. Like so. Then just noticed a little bit of thread there. Play about with the hackle till it's sitting where you want it. It's very light, this hackling, so when it goes in the water you can imagine there's quite a lot of movement with the fly. So there we go, a very simple wet. You don't have to break the bank to get the materials to tie this one. I hope it's been of some use to you. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, and I'll see you all next time.